happened to me before, but it's just too tricky. I know I'm a jealous person, and I know it's just not good.
I think you can love as many people as that love you back. Aww.
I want to come back to it. The religious right, and you know, with the fervor in which people are trying to preserve the family in America and making statements about anything that's outside of what is considered traditional family boundaries, this is, I can't wait to hear what the president has to say about the fact that this is growing in America, correct? The name and the term was identified when? 1991?
1991.
And now there are support groups all over the country, websites all over the country. What does the term truly mean?
What it means for us is that we have committed domestic partnerships with Julio and with Amy.
All right, what? Please welcome Julio and Amy to the show. And you said we have domestic partnerships. Break it down. Stop with the terms.
We live together. We love each other.
We love each other.
Yeah.
How did this begin? The two of you were married.
But there was a period of time when the two of you, is it called open your relationship to then open up to a polyamory relationship?
I think that's a fair way of languaging it, yeah.
So you open up first, which says what? What does that mean? Tell me that first.
Well, the context is important. We were together 20 years and very happily monogamous. And then we met a couple who we became friends with, and the friendship started to develop into an emotional relationship that contained some attraction, and they were interested in us.
But Nan, check it out. Look, I got some really good friends. I travel the world with them. There's a couple, they hang out with me all the time. They kind of work with me and stuff like that. The farthest thing from my mind is to get in bed with this person. And I love them. They are my closest friends. But I draw this line.
Most of our history has been about having very conventional relationships. It's just that we found out for us, and this is only speaking for us, that we were able to, based on the real solid bond that we had, to not be arbitrary and say, well, we have these feelings for these people, but we can't go there. We began very carefully and very slowly exploring what we could be with these people.
You have children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
20 and 17.
Your 20-year-old's out of the house, right? 17-year-old's still there. 17-year-old is aware of this relationship.
Yeah.
No, okay, so like, whoa, let me get, okay, hold on. So you made an attempt with a couple that didn't work out, right? Because that relationship ended. How does it work? Does somebody say, you want to hook up with Dan and I'll hook up with what? Huh?
It starts with having a completely open and honest relationship with your partner. Where you go from there is totally up to you.
Okay, wait, Dan and Cheryl, stand up for a second. There's another couple. I didn't tell you guys anything about the show beforehand, right? Right. You roll in and all of a sudden you're in the hot seat. Now, you've been married for 6 years.
Right.
Think you have a really good relationship?
Yes.
Tight?
Yes.
Talk about a lot of things?
Yes.
Right? Okay, let's talk about this. Just do it in the mix. I don't know, next week in the bed, y'all may be laying around going, remember when Montel show? I remember. Right? Well, what do you think of this?
I just feel like I wouldn't have got married if this was what I was in with. I wouldn't have got married.
Okay, see? Wait. I'm going to get your comment in a second. Hold on. I knew that would be the biggest comment. So what do you say about that?
My comment, which I think is it's an interesting one, is this topic stirs up a lot of feelings for
It
us.
certainly does, for everybody.
And I think for all of us, not to do anything about it, but to look at where are those feelings coming from? What is it about the idea of sharing love with somebody more than one partner? What does that trigger in us? What are some of the fears that come up? The fact that it's so reactive, and this is what I think is important, makes it a fantastic topic to even have a conversation and bring that kind of openness and sharing back to your relationship.
Gotcha.
Because people do not talk about a lot of things, and I think that's why relationships end.
And the reason why I'm broaching this is not for in any way, shape, or form to say to people, we're promoting this as a lifestyle. What I'm trying to say is that just understand what's going on so that when your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother, your cousin comes home, and they're in this, because this is now becoming a viable alternative lifestyle. And when I say that, you look at the number of websites that are out there right now, the number of parties being thrown. There are polyamorous parties all over the daggone place. Conferences.
Worldwide.
So the two of you, I'm sorry. Wait, they were 24 years. How long were you married before you decided to do this?
We were non-monogamous when we met.
Uh-huh. See, y'all are the
We knew that.
You were swinging kind of people. I know.
No,
There's
I know.
underlying something
No,
going
we've
on
always
here.
been polyamorous.
Really?
It's not,
Yeah.
we were not
You just didn't know what to
swingers.
call it.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let me take a break and explain what you mean when we come back. We'll be back right after this. You're all up in the mix.
Yeah.
How did you get invited into this?
Well, I met Amy, and then Amy said I had some friends that you should meet. We talked and we went out, and then from then on we've been together.
For sure, I think people fulfill different needs for you, so if you're not going to find the perfect person, then you have two to fulfill both parts.
I think you could probably have sex with more than one person at one time, but you shouldn't. I don't think you could truthfully love one person, more than one person at a time.
Well, please welcome Don and Aiken's girlfriend, Kay, and Don's boyfriend, Gary, but this is also your fiancée, Judith, to the show. Wait, I had to say Don and Aiken's girlfriend, Kay, and Don's boyfriend, Gary, but his fiancée, how do you keep it straight?
Very carefully.
Huh?
Name tags.
Name tag. But wait, okay, so what you asked me the question earlier, what am I afraid of? Because I said during a commercial break, I said, I want to be like the Neanderthal guy and say it's okay for the goose and not for the gander. But I guess it's okay for everybody. Julio, you're all up in the mix.
Yeah.
How did you get invited into this?
Well, I went to a meeting a support meeting since we were talking about that, and I met Amy. And then Amy said I had some friends that you should meet. And I went to a conference that they were at, and basically we connected and became very good friends. I got to know John, I got to know Amy more, and then I met Nan. And then from there we talked, and we went out, and then from then on we've been together.
Okay, but wait, if you met Amy first,
Yeah.
then, you know,
We didn't connect in that way.
No, see, that's the point. See, this isn't about just jumping someone's bones. It's about connecting. And we connected, and we're very close.
and I guess what the question is where do you, when does that moment happen, like right here, Misty and James, Misty and James. Okay, when does the moment happen? You've been married for how long?
6 years.
6 years. All of a sudden, they wake up one day and Misty says, dang, you know, Dan's looking kind of cute. So she rolls back and says, James, you know, I was looking at Dan and he's looking kind of cute. I love you. I'm not going to do anything other than love Dan too. and he's supposed to go, okay. Right?
It wasn't that easy for me.
Explain it to me then, Aiken. Wait, wait, can I say something about y'all too? Because did you not
Yeah.
step out in this relationship once?
I did.
Early on?
I
So
did.
you kind of
We
did
had
the
a-
real cheat thing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you were open, you cheated.
We weren't open at that point. When we got married,
That was the problem.
we had some stuff that we wanted to work through, and we decided to have a period of being monogamous.
Okay.
And there were certain kinds of needs that weren't getting met, and we knew that.
And then, but at that point in time, then you what? Cheated.
So at that point, I started a relationship with someone that was outside of our agreement.
And she didn't know anything about it.
She didn't know
So
anything
this is
about
one of
it.
those clandestine, secretive, meeting on the down low.
Yep. Which some enormous percentage of people participate in at some point or another.
Which is probably why we look at a 65% divorce rate in this country today, and we understand that most people are getting divorced because of adultery.
Right.
It's one of the leading things. How do you do it?
We went into therapy and we spent a lot of time working through stuff.
Wait, you are a therapist. You help polyamorous couples too.
All the time. Not these in particular. But I also help straight couples deal with these kinds of issues like infidelity.
I can tell you this right now. I got to take a break. But as I look around, as we're talking, so I keep looking around at eyes. Certain things get said. I see big smiles. I see smiles go away. You can act like you don't like this girlfriend, but you know, you've been sitting there shaking your head this entire time. But I will bet you, if given the right situation, stand up for a second. What's your name?
Heidi.
Heidi. How are you? You married, Heidi?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5?